Good morning, all of you. Today we will discuss about our 16th chapter of math, that is data handling. So, students, do you know about data handling? No? So, can you tell me what is a data? Okay. So, data, that means collection of information. Suppose your class teacher distribute your test, and then she prepare a list record of your test marks, and also she record the detail of your detail of your home, and also address of your house, phone number, father's name, mother's name, and these are called the collection of data. That means store the information in such a way that is it is called the collection of data. So what is a collection of relevant data? Before collecting the data, we should know for what purpose it is needed. In order to get useful results, one should know clearly what type of problem is at hand and exact data required for it. That means, firstly, we know that what is a why we need the collection of data. Suppose we need to know the performance of India in 19th Commonwealth Games. It can be two interpretation. One is the performance of our country, vice versa other countries. For this, we must have the medal tallies of all the countries in 19th Commonwealth Games. If the aim is to study the relevant performance of India over the years is Commonwealth Games, then we need to study the data regarding the number of medals. That means gold, silver, and bronze won by India in the 19th Commonwealth Games. So, what is a collection of relevant data? That means we want to collect the information. Suppose we have to collect the information of 19th century Commonwealth Games. So we know about how many medals get by India. That means gold, silver, and bronze. So we check the record of collection of data. That means that is stored by us. In this data we can observe we can observe the performance of India in the 19th century. So discuss with your friend what type of data is required in the following situation. First one is performance of your class in mathematics test. Second one is children whose parents are in service or more serious in studies. Third one is number of members in different families of your neighborhoods. And fourth one is the money invested by foreign institutional investors in India. Stock market is showing an increasing trend over the last decade. That means, so how can we discuss with our friends what type of data is required? That means performance of class in mathematics test, etc. So next one is, firstly we discuss about collection of relevant data. Now moving to next, that is organization of data. The data regarding cricket test matches can give access to lot of information, but we can not get quick answer for our specific queries. It's difficult to say which bowler has taken the maximum of or minimum wickets. That means organizing data means regarding cricket test match can assess a lot of information, but we cannot get a quick answer. Why? Because we did not know how which bowler has taken the maximum or minimum wickets, who has scored the highest run, etc. In order to get answer to all the queries, one has to go through the data collected by the scorer or statisticians. For example, let the runs scored by different batsmen in test series be 30, 86, 42, 115, 93, 17, 23, 55, 90, 10, 5, 41, 69, 102, 74, 118, 98, 4, 110, 13, and 7. The data in this form is called row and ungrouped data. So in this form the data is not easy to understand and interpret. So the data become meaningful if we arrange it in ascending or descending order or magnitude called an array. The above data arranged in ascending order is that means firstly we have given the scores, different type score of batsman. So it is not easy to create in create it is not easy to understand the correct information. That means firstly we have to arrange the number in ascending order. So what is ascending order? That means starting from smaller number, then bigger, then bigger. So in this way, so we write first number is 4, then 5, 7, 10, 13, 17, 23, 30, 41, 42, 55, 69, 74, 86, 90, 93, 98, 102, 1110, 1115 and 1118. So in this form we can analyze the data very fast and know that the highest run scored is 118 and the minimum run scored is 4. Not only this, there are a total of 4th century scored and 10 players failed to reach the half century mark. The spread in the data called is a range in difference between the highest and the lowest score. So firstly, how can we find the range? Range is equal to highest value minus lowest value. So what is the highest value? 118 minus lowest value 4. So how many runs scored? 114. So now if we arrange the above data in the form of frequency distribution, so using tally marks, you know about tally marks. So these lines are called tally marks. It become capable for being analyzed further. From the table given alongside, we can get some more information like only 2 batsmen have scored runs in the interval 61 and 80. So firstly, and the next one is 8 players have scored above 80 runs. Next one is the frequency is more or less uniformly distributed with majority scoring up to 20 runs. The data in this form is capable for further statistical treatment and hence underlines the importance of organizing the collected data. So firstly we write run scored, tally marks and frequency. So which is highest? 118. That means it is lies between 110 and 120. So that means we have to write the difference of interval 20 in each. That means starting from 1 to 20. Why we starting from 1 to 20? Because the first number is 4. It is lies between 1 to 10 and we have to write the difference of interval 20. Why we can write the difference of 20? Because if we write the 1 to 10, 10 to 20, there are lots of columns. So that's why we have take the difference of each column is 20. 1 to 20, then 21 to 40, 41 to 60, 61 to 80, 81 to 100 and 101 to 120. So now tally marks. So firstly count the scored lies between 1 to 20. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. How many? 6. 23 is greater than 20. So write 20. So write 6. Use tally marks. So how can we use tally marks? Firstly 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So when we cut these 4 lines, it become 5 and now write 1 more, it become 6. So frequency is 6. Next one is 21 to 40. 21 to 40 lies only 2 players and 41 to 60, 3, 61 to 80, 2, 81 to 100, 4 and 101 to 120 is equal to 4. So in this way we can use a tally marks and frequency table. So now moving to next is measures of central tendency. There are certain single values that lie within the range of data and are representative of all the values of the data. These are known as central tendency. The 3 central values of data are mean, median and mode. the figures given some sort of central value, that is either the average of what divides the data into equal halves, or most frequently occurs value of the data. So if anyone tell you how many types of measure of central tendency, so you tell three types of central tendency, that means mean, median and mode. The three central values of data are mean, median and mode. Moving to next, that is arithmetic mean. So marks scored by Sanskriti in 5 subjects are 60, 70, 70, 80 and 90. She tells her friend that her average marks are 74. So how did she reach the figure? In spite the fact that she has not scored 74 marks in any subject, because she has given the marks of 5 subjects, but she tells her friend she has got 74, matlab average of his marks are 74. But how can she find it? So let's find the sum of the marks obtained by Sanskriti in all the subjects, that is 60 plus 70 plus 70 plus 80 plus 90, it becomes 370. Now if we divide this sum by the total number of subjects, that is 5, so 370 divided by 5, it becomes 74. So how can we find the average of numbers? So firstly, write the numbers. Suppose we have given number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how can we find the average? That means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by total number of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 3, 13, 13 plus 2, 15 by 5. Now cut 5 3s are 15. So average marks is 3. In this way we can find the average of every numbers. So now moving to next, which give us the average mark. It is also known as the arithmetic mean, or simply the mean of the data. So thus we conclude the arithmetic mean is defined as the sum of all the values of data divided by the total number of values. Arithmetic mean of n observations, that means x1, x2, x3 up to so on xn, is given by mean is equal to sum of all observations divided by total number of observations. So x1 plus x2 plus x2 plus 3 plus up to so on x, and these dot lines represent, that means these are counting unless, that means after x3 come x4, x5, x6 up to so on. So total number of observation, because last number is n, that means divided by n. So moving to first question, find the range of the following data. So we have given a data, and firstly we have to arrange the data in ascending order. So that is 12, 18, 26, 52, 74, 86 and 92. We observe highest value of the data, that means 92 highest value, because in ascending order last number is 92. So highest value 92 and the lowest value of data is 12. So what is the formula to find the range? Range is equal to highest value minus lower value. So what is the highest value? That is 92 minus lower value 12. So the range of data is 80. So that means in this way we can find the range of any numbers. So moving to next example, Pratibha studies for 3 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours and 2 hours on 4 consecutive days. Before her final exams, how many hours did she study per day on an average? The average time for which Pratibha studied during the 4 days is total of study hours divided by number of days. That means 3 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2 divided by 4, it becomes 16 by 4. How many hours? 4 hours. Thus the Pratibha study for 4 hours per day on an average.